Hey everybody, Invisible Katana here doing an unboxing for the July Loot Crate. This month's theme is animation. I'm pretty excited for this one. It's one of the things where it's like pretty much everything that's going to be in this crate. I like the franchise, so it's like I'm really excited for it. This month I'm a little upset I wasn't able to get the DX crate. I just didn't have the money for it. But it's normally they switch it up where it's like, okay, this is what's in the normal crate, and then they'll have like maybe half of the franchise. They'll be like 2 out of the 4 will also be in the DX crate, and then there'll be something else. But this time it's the exact same thing in both, which I actually kind of prefer in this case just because I like everything. So I'm kind of hoping I'll end up watching one of the DX videos and it's like, not that big of a deal. So we're going to get into this as always. You know, that's just to wear them in the beginning because I got them with my first loot crate. Always got to wear my little goggles. But we'll get right into this. Of course, start with the t-shirt. And this is either going to be Rick and Morty or Ninja Turtles, but it's green. I'm going to assume it's turtle-based. And yes, it is. It's the Ninja Turtles. It's actually pretty cool, you know, with the shell all the way across the front. And then we get all the way down to the bottom. And we have the turtles in the turtle van. So that's awesome. This is old school Turtles, too, which is kind of funny because there have been there's been 3 different animated versions of the Ninja Turtles. We have, of course, this version with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, then 2002 or the 2003 version, whichever year it came out, is just, TMNT. And then we have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles now, which is currently Tales of the TMNT in its final season. Unfortunately, its final season, but the 3D animated version. So this is awesome. I love Ninja Turtles. The one thing that I have with my Ninja Turtle shirt is that I always wear like black and navy blue stuff. I rarely ever have any colored shirts, so I have like 2 other Ninja Turtle shirts that I rarely ever wear just because it's like those are the only these like the only green shirts I actually own. I have like 3 Ninja Turtle shirts, and I think I have a Sprite shirt that's green, so I have like 4 green shirts, and that's it as far as like t-shirts at least. So that's really awesome. I do love that. I actually like how it's kind of this dark green. It makes me think of the comic book version where it's like that darker green compared to the 80s cartoon is definitely, they're all super brightly colored. They're all, bright green and everything. And in the comics, obviously it's all black and white, but when it eventually goes to color, they're very dark. They're actually dark, just like the 2003 version of the series. They're very dark green. So I actually like that it's a dark green shirt rather than a light green shirt for super nerdy Ninja Turtle reasons. We will go to our next item. Actually, okay, so we got the pin for this month. There's actually, normally the pin's like way on the bottom, but Bob's Burger, we got Eugene, so that's pretty awesome. Or Gene, not Eugene, just Gene. But that's pretty awesome. I don't know why I wasn't focusing in there, but I like that. It's actually like the, it's him in the burger costume and everything, so that's actually kind of awesome. Let's see, we have actually some fairly big items. There are like 2 boxes in here. I don't know which one I want to pick. One of the boxes is in plastic, so I'm gonna save that and go for like this weird box that, okay, that's interesting. It felt like it was like almost a candy box when you go to the movies, but it is the Bob's Burger box. So it's interesting. It's the front of their store and everything, which is pretty awesome. Got the family on the back. It would have been really cool if it expanded to like the stores on the side, because that one store that's on the other side of them always changes in the opening. It's always like a pest control thing. So that would have been really awesome. But of course, it's it's their restaurant in their house, so naturally, that's all that needs to be on this box. And of course, we're gonna rip into this and see what the heck is in here, because based off of what I read, which is the Bob's Burger box, I'm just guessing that there's gonna be like flat pieces of paper to make a fake burger. I don't know. That's all I can think of. Like it's oddly confusing. So let's see what's in here. Okay. Oh. Okay. So this is actually kind of awesome. It is actually the burger of the day thing, where it's like all the different burgers of the day, where he has like some pun, like some episodes literally start with like, I can't figure out what to name the burger of the day sort of thing. Like that's one of the actual episodes of the show. So this is recipes for the burgers of the day. They always get me with this freaking plastic. I always gotta like pull out my kunai and stuff to cut these things open. But it's of course don't want to like slice through this paper, which is, it's so like tightly wrapped around. It's kind of funny. It's like I'm gonna struggle to get this open without actually splitting this thing in some way, shape, or form. But it seems like it's gonna be the I'm gonna end up just scratching this down the back or something to get it open. But the the burger of the day thing. So I think that's actually kind of cool with the different recipes and stuff like that. It's like impossible for me to get this open without ripping it. But I think I just tore like a tiny itty bitty little piece off. It's like my biggest struggle every time there's something tightly wrapped in plastic in Loot Crate. I have like the worst freaking time in the universe getting these freaking things open. So, if I can freaking get this tiny itty bitty little split here. I think I got it. Oh my goodness, I actually am getting somewhere with this. And I can actually show you guys something. Because I do want to see these myself, honestly, because there are a lot. Like, if you actually... Here we go. Jeez. So that's how thick it is. It'll zoom in. So that's really thick. And it is how to cook a basic burger, best, pickle my funny bone burger, new baconings burger. Let's see some random ones. Summertime burger. That's cool, but obviously, excuse me, time. Also have different pictures and stuff on the back, so that's kind of cool. You get like little images. Like this has all the instructions right on the front, so the whole page is an image. But this one still has some of the instructions on the back, so you have a smaller image. I like that idea. That's actually very cool. So definitely awesome. Definitely. Oh, that's like that. Jimmy Jr. Poutine on the Ritz. I don't. That really got me. That explains that picture, because I was looking at that. I was like, I don't get that, but it's somewhat a reference to Young Frankenstein. That's awesome though. I definitely like that. I might actually be in the mood to try out like a really crazy burger one day, and it's like, all right, well, let's go ahead and just whip something out of here. Look at some random pictures as well. So that's definitely super awesome. So I like that. Outside of me having to struggle with the plastic because I just suck at that. Great. I think that's actually very cool. Moving on to the next box item, which is a box within plastic. We have, oh, sweet. We've got some Rick and Morty. And it says explicit content straight on the front there. So I'm excited for this. It says Rick, Peace Among Worlds. So this should be pretty awesome. And I'm assuming, based on the picture, it's going to be a figure of Rick. Surprise, it's a figure of Rick. Also, that's what the explicit content was for, is the fact that he's flipping you the bird. So that's kind of funny, because I was like, I wonder why it says explicit content. I thought it was just going to be like something was in writing in here as well. But it's just the fact that you get a figure of Rick flipping the bird. Two birds. It's double bird. This isn't bad. It's somewhat bendable, like just the tiniest little bit. So obviously it's not really meant to bend that much, but it gives you like a tiny bit of leeway. So apparently you have to back it up so you guys can actually see it in focus. But that's awesome. I actually love this. This is, of course, Peace Among Worlds is the episode where it's season 2, episode 6, and it's where Rick goes to the little planet within his ship's battery, which he made like a tiny little planet to make his battery and all that stuff. You gotta have the little, they get super hard for the thing going down or whatever he says. I thought that was super funny. All the episodes are hilarious, so I love that figure. That's awesome. That's very awesome. I really love that. So a nice little Rick figure. Explicit content, him just flipping you the bird. It's the perfect figure. It's Rick and Morty flipping the bird. That makes perfect sense to me. So then we go to, that's kind of cool. We have our Futurama item here for this month. I love Futurama. This is another one of the reasons I was excited. I wish I had it here, but the last Futurama item actually just recently moved to a different location, but it was the actual ship. It was the Planet Express ship, and I loved it. I thought that was a great item. It's a tiny little plastic ship. You put it on this little metallic thing, and it's it's just a little stand for it. So I thought that was awesome. This time around, we get a cozy pack, which some people might hate. I definitely probably won't use them, which is unfortunate because I would love for it to be an item I would probably utilize, much more. But we get the cozy pack for Slurm. I love Slurm. That's probably one of my favorite episodes, and I love when people reference it, which is like Slurm is the Soylent Green reference, of the series. So it's just really awesome. And they have this probably won't matter to most people, but it was like the remake Devil May Cry game. They kind of had a level that was just like Slurm. Like every review that I watched, it was like, and there's this one level where you fight this sort of boss, and it's like, think of Futurama Slurm. And every time I saw a review, people would say the same thing. It was like, think of Futurama Slurm. And I always thought that was really funny because that's exactly what it was in that game. It was just more, demon based rather than monster based and comedy based. Here's your little, the Willy Wonka slug. I forgot what the name is for the character, but that's kind of awesome. And then just a cool, this is actually a nice little poster. I actually really like that with the the sort of old school color tint on it. I actually think that looks kind of cool, so that's interesting. It's not really meant to be a part of anything, it's just the packaging, but I thought it looked kind of cool. So it's our Slurm item, and that is it. And then we go to the booklet, which is, oh, I was about to say it's insanely thick, but it's not. It's the other thing that's in here was the little code. So you got all your stuff, of course, if you want to do the secret order of keys. I must not have done it this month. I thought for sure that I did. I was thinking about that before I opened. I was like, did I do it this month? I must not have done it because I would have got one of like the little flag things in there. But of course it says, did you know that your crate now comes with hours of fun puzzling challenges? Use your loot in new and unexpected ways and score the chance to earn a sweet special bonus next month. So there's that. Typically the bonus is just, I have a bunch of these things here. So typically it's just this. So it really doesn't matter if you do it or not unless they have like some crazy plan coming up that we don't know about, and it's like if you have this many flags or whatever, then that's what happens. But I don't know. So far it's just those, and it's like it doesn't really matter that much. The first month it was really cool because, and I have this here somewhere too, it was actually like a legitimate pen. Just don't know where the heck I put mine. I was throwing everything down. Oh, here it is. So the first month was actually this, which is, to me at least, actually very cool. And then after that it was like, oh, it's just the little flags, and it's like, oh, that's meh to me. So it's not really that big of a deal. I still do it if I remember to. I thought for sure I did it this time, but I guess not. But yeah, like unless they start changing the bonuses, it tends not to really matter, that much. So there's that. For anyone who may or may not, actually do it, my personal opinion is that I don't think it matters unless they do have some sort of big secret plan for us that we just don't know about, just yet. So of course July's theme is animation. I actually like this. The front of this I think looks pretty cool. It makes me think of, oddly enough, animation high definition, or ADHD that they used to have on Fox, which unfortunately got canceled, but that was really funny. Like, they have some great clips online. They did some really silly stuff. It was weird, but I love the stuff they did with that. So of course we have the Ninja Turtle shirt. We have Burger of the Day. Also, the inside of the crate goes with Bob's Burgers as well. So there's that sign for you. And then of course the actual image of Bob holding a burger. So the Lootcrate exclusive burger, $5.95. Not bad. So that is the box. And then of course we're going to shoot through here and get to the crazy mega crate that's totally going to make me jealous. Okay, before we get to that though, we have the pen, of course, the DLC. It says, have you been keeping up with the bonus loot? Get this month's Bob's Burgers bonus and catch up on any month you miss by visiting lootcrate.com/pens. Well, that's actually very interesting. So I'm not sure how, I've had it for a year, so I actually have everything, but I will be putting, okay, so this is something. I'm going to be putting a bunch of codes in the description, because for quite a while, I've gotten, the pin codes and everything. It's like, oh, here's a code or whatever. I don't use them for the most part. I'm like, even the comic stuff that comes up, I'm like, I don't really care that much to use them, because it's like the first couple of chapters or whatever. So I'm just like, no big deal. I don't want to get started and not finish something. So there's going to be a bunch of codes in the description for like the past couple of months. Like anything that's not old is going to be in the description. Some stuff I don't even have here, so I'm probably going to be adding like later or tomorrow even, but there are going to be quite a few codes in the description just from like the loot pin stuff. And then there's a bunch of stuff. There are tons of codes in the booklets, and I got a bunch of booklets like at my girlfriend's house. I got some here as well, so I'm going to be putting a bunch of those codes in the description below. So if you want to check them out, or depending on how this works, it's talking about like if you missed anything. So I don't know if this one will actually work for you guys, if you can get the same thing twice or anything like that. But for anyone who may miss it, I'll find a way to put this down there as well, just to see if it works out. Plus, it might attach to your account if you do it that way. So I'll just have a bunch of codes in the description for now, just so everybody everybody gets their chance. But going through, of course, Futurama, and here's the actual image from the episode with them flipping everybody off for Rick and Morty. Move on. Oh, this is actually cool. Keep an eye on your email for download instructions. So they have, once again, free digital comics. This is one of those things I was mentioning. I tend not to use that, so although they actually have an interesting comic coming out for people who are Adventure Time fans. It says, return to the Fiona and Cake Adventure Time universe with this Marshall Lee spectacular anthology. So that's actually kind of cool. I understand it's like the gender swap for Adventure Time. I don't watch Adventure Time, so definitely for people who are fans of that, once the email is out there, I will definitely have that. This says the offer expires on 7/31, so it's probably already there. Link will probably be in the description. Of course, Marvel Gear and Goods, that's what this is. I will be doing an unboxing for that, I believe, next month, because it's every even month. So, been waiting for that like crazy. It's all bed theme based stuff this time around. Of course, everyone with all their pictures and stuff like that. This is really good. I like this with like actual flora and fauna in the background. That totally works. That's a great picture. Of course, they have their calendar of everything coming out. Idris Elba's Gunslinger and The Dark Tower. Samuel Jackson, Ryan Reynolds in Hitman's Bodyguard. I'm interested in that. I don't know exactly how to play out. Unfortunately for that, though, that comes on August 18th, which is the same day as Marvel's Defenders. I don't know how well that movie's going to do because of that. The Tick is coming 8/25, so that should be cool, and that's streaming on Amazon. And now we, of course, have the Mega Crate. It is the LEGO Superheroes Guardians of the Galaxy, the Milano versus the Obelisk set. Groot Premium figure. It's regular Groot, not Baby Groot. Marvel Cinematic Universe Phase 2 Blu-ray Collector Set. Deluxe Telescope with accessories. And that's it. I feel like I've seen this before. I don't think this is actually from this month. Yeah, this is May's. This isn't from this month. Because I'm like, I feel like I definitely read that before. Like, once I got to the Blu-ray, I was like, I remember, like, looking at the pictures and trying to figure out which movies were in the set. Yeah, so this isn't for this month. I don't know why they do that now. I feel like that's so weird. They have the Mega Crates. And I'll see them in emails all the time for, like, Loot Gaming. It's, like, the Mega Drop or whatever they call it. So it seems really weird to me that they don't show this month's Mega Crate anymore. I keep finding that super weird because I'm always curious, even if I'm not getting it. It just always makes me really curious. But maybe they're trying to keep it a surprise now for the winner who does get it. It's like, you never know what you're going to get now. So maybe that's just a part of it, or, you know, whatever. So that's the Mega Crate for May, I guess, if you're interested in that. Also, there is a code for Loot Anime. You can use this code if you guys are interested. I don't know if that works for everyone or first come, first serve. But there you go, 10% off for that. And, you know, for all new, Loot Anime subscriptions, expires August 27th at 9 p.m. So you don't really have to rush to get on that, but if you want it, there you go. Just to go through the items again before I wrap this up, of course, we have our super epic Ninja Turtles t-shirts with the turtles, the actual, like, turtle shell going down to the turtle van. Oh, wrong side, sorry about that. I do love that, like I said. We, of course, have our cozy set, Slurm. I almost want a sticker of this. I like because it's blue and green and the pink. It's an oddly perfect image. Like, something about the colors just stand out all perfectly against each other, and it's so simple. Just it's Slurm, so I like that. Of course, we have our crazy recipe book for Bob's Burgers. I know, actually, I love Bob's Burgers myself, but I actually know quite a few people, like other friends and family members, that like Bob's Burgers as well. My aunt really likes it, so I don't know. Maybe we'll figure something out. My mom actually likes to cook. Maybe she'd be interested. I'm super picky. I'm like, you know, meat, cheese, ketchup, mustard, pickles, and maybe jalapenos because I like spicy food. So I don't know if I'll eat anything that's that's actually on here outside of maybe some spicy recipes, but maybe, you know, just a crazy little time you can have some recipe fun with that. Of course, we have Rick and Morty, or just, you know, Rick this time around, flipping everybody the bird, which means thank you, or something like that. I forgot what it was supposed to mean, but obviously, you know, it's Rick being Rick. I just don't even know what to say to that. But I like this crate. I definitely thought it was cool. If there was some stuff I could switch up, of course, it would definitely be the cozy set. It's a cozy set. I don't drink beer. I don't need to put pop in a cozy. I have hands that are warm. They're fine. But that, you know, that, and then the burger set is solely based on the fact that I, you know, probably won't use it that often, but odds are I get more use out of this than most things that are in Loot Crate. So it's one of those weird things. Like, what was that, last month or whatever, 2 months ago, we got the Hulk bowl. It was like, that's weird to have that in Loot Crate, but I used that bowl. I've used it quite a few times for cereal in the morning, so it was like actual practical use. Kind of ups the ante for, you know, whatever the item may be. So I do appreciate this for sure. The Slurm thing, I'm not going to use that. I don't use cozies for anything at all, ever. So it's like, unfortunately, that just kind of does nothing for me. I wish it was like maybe another figure, or, you know, I don't really know. It can't be like Bob's Burgers, like, you know, like a recipe for Slurm. That would be weird. But I don't know. You know, it's still cool. It's Futurama based, but for me, it's actually my least favorite item out of, you know, everything that we've gotten. The pin, I think, is cool, and of course it gives you that chance. I think that's a cool thing that Loot Crate is doing with this month, where it's like, hey, if there was a month that you missed and you maybe watched an unboxing, it's like, hey, I really like the the downloadable stuff that they had, but I didn't get that month's crate, so I can't get it myself. I think that's actually cool. That's a cool way to be like, hey, go back. And it does say any month, so I don't know if that means like literally over the span of everything they've ever done. So we'll have to see about that, because if that's the case, I might actually end up picking something up, because they've had some older stuff where it's like I might actually check that out. But I don't know. We'll have to see how far back it goes. If it goes like more recent stuff when they really started doing the pin DLC, which is probably what it refers to. But I still think it was a decent crate. It's just like the Slurm thing is like, man, it was kind of like when they did the X-Files pencil stuff. I was like, what? Why? This has, I think, more use than some temporary pencils, to be totally honest. But it's Slurm. The Bob's Burger thing, like I said, actual practical use. So I think I can easily find a way to utilize that and kind of go through and see what actually seems interesting to me, and actually make a real Bob's Burger burger. So I think that's cool. So I do like this crate. Like I said, if I could switch anything, it would just be the fact that I would switch the Futurama thing. Maybe have 2 figures. I know that's not something we really get. That's like super ready, like 2 figure-based items. But I would love it if we got like another Futurama thing. It couldn't be the Planet Express ship because they've done that, but I love all the characters. Like, if Futurama in general is just really fun to me. So if it was like Fry, Bender, or Leela, like those are like the 3 mains, of course. If it was a figure of any of them, I'd be like, sweet, that's super cool. A bendy figure of Bender would have been perfect. Bender bending Rodriguez from a Loot Crate, I would love that. But for what we have, I definitely like it. I would love to know, what franchises you guys would have put in here, and what you guys think of this crate in general, of course. So please comment below. Let me know your favorite items in this crate, your least favorite items. Of course, with it being animation, there are other, franchises that could have been in here. South Park. Of course, The Simpsons was like the first thing that came to mind when I didn't see it. And it's kind of weird. It seems like they mostly focus, and I thought it was super weird that Ninja Turtles was in this, because everything else was like adult cartoons. It's Bob's Burgers, Rick and Morty, and Futurama. They're more adult animated cartoons rather than like actually Ninja Turtles. So it was super weird when I was going through. I was like, okay, adult based stuff. I think Bob's Burgers is probably, well, maybe Futurama. Like, both of those can definitely be more kid oriented for sure, more than Rick and Morty will ever be. But they're definitely like the more adult oriented cartoons. And then Ninja Turtles popped in there, and I'm like, that's just straight up for kids. I mean, some crazy stuff happens, especially if you read the comics, but it was like, that's just a straight up kid show. So it kind of surprised me that was in there with like the more adult animated stuff. But I still like this. I probably would have put in The Simpsons just because I do like The Simpsons so much. I know a lot of people, it's like, oh, it fell off. I still love The Simpsons. American Dad would have been great. I don't like Family Guy that much, but I love American Dad. So American Dad would have been cool to see that in there too. But yeah, that's just me. Like I said, we'd love to know what you guys thought about the crate, the items, favorite, least favorite. Which would you guys have switched around with the items that are in here? What franchises would you guys have, kind of swapped in and stuff like that? So please put your comments down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.